Hello, Pagan. How's it going? Until the phone rings, there's someone walks in my office. So chat. Well, I'm going to show you. We've reached a pivotal point, I guess you could say, in the project. We'll do the live. All right, so Pagan, check this out. So here we are in multiplayer. I'm going to go ahead and join as, let's move this down. Alright, so let's do Pagan. Next game. And so here we are in the test universe. I'll log miserably. You might notice something that I'm kind of being teleported into wherever I last joined, but this is actually the nearest room that's available, right? So every one of these little pillars just represent a room that you would go to, and the lagginess is just from the processes that I have running. So now, yeah, we got to fix some of the IK stuff, but anyway, this is all as it was before. But let me go and show you what's new. Alright, so the first little thing and I had to fix the weird clipping with my head nonsense, but the delivery missions are actually doable now on the server. I don't know what is causing these new spikes I'm getting everything as opposed. Right, as I'm picking them up. Right, they're all actually going in my list here. So the newest thing is cargo is now working completely on the server. So check this out. This was that authority issue I was having a while ago, but so I can spawn in 2 gas. There they are. And then I will spawn in 2 processed food, 2 metal, 1 more gas, 1 more processed food, and let's say I take this one. Oh, what is happening with that? Look like really weird. There's some weird little thing that happens with the camera. Oh, I'm actually okay. Actually, I'm seeing the issue. But anyway, we can actually just, you know, switch authority over to cargo. We can both work together. So when that happens, let's go see what's up. Who is freaking out right now? Oh, the mission UI is freaking out. Weird. Okay, anyway, let's go and fix that. Yeah, we're at a range. We're getting back from the deliveries. Mission UI 108. Yeah, so we only want to have 4 of these. $108. Show deliveries. Show deliveries. So get our missions. If our missions is null, return. Or if the drop terminals is null. Return. Yeah. This is awesome, man. What I'm working on over the next like week, it's just getting everything together in a multiplayer test scene. So we want to have 3 stations working. Um, Weird, why is the selectable not working? Yeah, all we did was add the smoothing. So I wonder why. Clear selectable, select selectable should be the same. Deselect the old one, select the new one, verify. Yeah, even all the way back. Yeah, it's mostly all this indication code. That seems fine to me. It's weird. Yeah. It's like my raycast is not looking. Yeah, clear selectables is null. Not finding the UI. Let's do some quick debugging stuff. Similar to what we do for multiplayer. We need access to where we define our ships. Where are we actually defining? Because we have a player ship reference here inside the player, and it's terrible. We need to have an assets for our ship's prefab so we can swap out. Because we have a player asset resource, which has our models for male and female. There's an asset manager, which is hard coded. Yeah, let's add it to this. And it's asset data resource. Hit tree, camera 3D is right.
Be in the shot if I get food for puppy girls?
What?
Will I be in the shot if I get food for puppies?
Probably. They'll be fine. Yeah, I think we had to interpolate the camera. We'll see. $56. That seems fine too. Alright, 48 this way, okay, so the camera must not be null. Yeah, I don't know why this personal terminal can't find this on Ready. Remote hit. Right? It says the player Readycast is not finding the UI, and the terminal is not finding. Place a viewport. Am I using a right hand IK? Left hand IK is fine. Okay, so interpolation is actually causing that weird issue, which we're gonna get rid of. There's that little bit of jitter is annoying. It's supposed to be interpolating between, but the frame rate is so high, it doesn't have the effect we want. Unable to write to an app data thumbnail. It's locked. Weird. No other errors, which is good. Yeah, so we need to get those assets out of the player reference. Network video transfer chip scene. Sure. Yeah, we could do an alert. Yep, it's updating in process. Enable physics interpolation on the camera. We've done that. Yeah. Yeah, that should be working without this. Am I finding Grok to be productive and precise? I am actually. Like, and it came to me as a surprise. There was a colleague of mine who just said, like, go to Grok and try to, like, I don't know, make a Steamworks wrapper in C# that binds to, like, the Godot's like multiplayer peer, like something like completely out of the wild, right? Just to kind of give it some weird context. It is surprisingly accurate, like very weirdly so. Even here in the ship, it's stable at this speed. Because when we're doing the free cam, where are we doing free cam? Right. We're just moving the gimbal, which is fine. And then we could consider moving this out of input, but I don't think that's what's causing it. And even our reset tween, I think it's fine. And I did move some of the other stuff out just to kind of test that theory for the actual rotation. And use the washroom. Be right back. Yeah, so we won't worry about. So let's give us a little bit of leeway. Only 1, 5, and 10. That way we can fill in some some typed emails later, and but still not change the files. Because once I start using these gravity area types, it's gonna mess me up. Because I want to get rid of this concept of multiple, like having a ship gravity area versus a bunch of other things, which doesn't really make much sense. Because I do have like ship gravity area just to. And they usually keep track of like what rigid bodies that they're in and a few other things. And a unified gravity area would be pretty good. Because there's a bunch of extra logic for ships versus the players. I don't really think about that. But we will use the type from the base class. Right, cool. Ship. So this is your station gravity area. This way we can still extend it, but we'll kind of use this base priority system. do you guys think of for the color, like what would be a color that would represent gravity if you were to think about it? Hey, Mongolo. Did you do? If you were to make a color, what would you say it would be? Dark purple-ish for gravity. Kinda dig that. Should actually be. Cody with strangers. How's it going? A stranger sent me. How was your stream? I don't know, it doesn't really like kind of feel gravity volume-ish. Gravity pulling. Maybe we'll get rid of all the bottom ones and leave the top view. I don't know, maybe that works. Hard work, got a lot done. About to go to the gym. How you living? I'm doing good. Got a lot of stuff put together on the game. A lot of things I want to solve with the zone system for the game and a few other things. And I'm just making some custom node types. Just using Blender because it's faster for me to just, you know, blender out an SVG than it is to me, you know. I had a UI folder, there we go. Call this gravity area icon. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But we'll kind of go through a bunch of these and we'll see if we kind of like that color. Because most of these are pretty small. Okay, so this guy. What are we gonna do? Okay, so we'll save this for now. Let's just mark this as gravity area icon. Mark it as an asset. Deal with it later. I think the purple looks nice. I think having all my custom nodes angled gives us less space to work with, but it might be yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe yeah, those kind of work for a gravity area. So I think these need to be more pointed. It could be like a planet in there. Right. Not gonna worry about it. Just got squirreled. Oh yeah, I forgot I made a green chip on this account. Yeah, we gotta figure out why, when we're using physics interpolation, why the physics interpolation is fighting us. It's actually just, let's see, let's confirm that it actually is. Before we kind of go down that rabbit hole. Let's manually take this one as an instance and turn off the physics interpolation. Just to have one that's kind of old school. So we'll see if this one is stable. Oh, what about the ship over there? What? But my theory is that if this is stable, no, it's not. It's worse without the. And I guess because my camera is interpolated. We're just gonna turn the boat off for the time being. And I'll have to solve why. Wait a second. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So my interpolation is turned off now. My camera's interpolation is turned off. And the ship's interpolation is turned off. So it's all turned off. So I'm wondering if the camera is now stable. Because they're all... Hey, the code drift. It's still doing it. Thanks for the follow, code drift. Yeah, so turning off interpolation, everything. It's still not solving it, interestingly enough. Unless something is restarting it. No interpolation. Just turn it on. Yeah, so even with our setting location for the camera, updating position, rotation. Yeah, it's just to inherit it. Right, unless we have to physics interpolate, but if we turn it all off right now, I think we'll be fine. Right, so we're going to be anchored here with remote transform. Remote transform gun's going to do its job. No, nothing else here for interpolation to get in our way. Just now it's fine. It's fine too. I'm gonna kill interpolation for a second. gonna restart it. I'm curious if it is interpolation causing our issues. And I think I'm gonna make a gun, a custom gun for the pool game, and actually add it to the game. Alright, so there's no interpolation here. Let's see how the right, no interpolation. See, like, with no interpolation, all of the look IK and everything is stable. And if we... Because I'm adding my own, like, for the... I don't... Yeah. Like, it's turned off, so nothing should be updating in process that would be causing the camera to not it's still jittery. Or am I just clipping into the... Yeah, what's our camera target right now? Because I have a feeling what's happening here now is that we are like the remote transform in the middle is messing with us. And if we instead change the camera to be like a node in the ship, everything I bet you would fix itself. So if we check our target right now is our camera gimbal. Let's... it's gonna make free look a bit weird. Because that type of input will have to move over to the ship. But that could be fine. Yeah, let's prototype something real quick. So this might actually be the solution. So for ship station pilot, switch to 16:9, so it's easier for you guys. Yeah, we're gonna create a camera gimbal, which will be a marker 3D. I'm not sure where we're gonna put this thing, but we're gonna call this camera gimbal. Oh, there's one already where? Here? I think that one's a bit too low. Yeah, I'm on the right. One's a bit low. 1.2 is probably too high. Maybe not. What's 0? 1.20 might be in the head. 0.1 minus. Try that. No rotation on it. Will be the camera gimbal. So this seat station will use this camera gimbal. When we enter the seat, get parent, don't like that. Right, this set player. Because we're requesting, if I have it here, so the remote transform is going to be set for the rigid body. And we're going to have to go get the camera and set the camera to be the gimbal. And then we're going to need to reset it when we actually wave. So we'll do it on player first. But the only thing is we need to be able to reset it to the last target. Oh yeah, which we don't even need to do that. So in clear player, yeah, we could actually do that here. Because all of this should be happening on its own authority anyway, regardless, so the target will actually, in this case, be the player. But is the player an iPlayer? So this should actually work a lot better. The only thing is we don't want to move the... Yeah, we won't... Yeah, because that's going to be moving with the seat. Yeah, so we can do that. Okay. Right, so we'll have this camera gimbal. Because then we won't actually be, we won't be being messed up by the remote transform. It will kind of become our camera in the ship. That would mean that the ship's own interpolation, we should experience it relative. We should ideally be able to put interpolation back on again. And then this should be stable. Interesting. So the target is actually something that's in the seat now, or should be, because I can't move around with my... So the camera's target now is the pilot seat. But it's still glitchy. So even though we're saying, hey, we just want to copy the ship pilot station gimbal, which is all we want to do, I don't know, it's so weird. Unless my player is banging into something, but the player should be locked. Can I not move it around while it's paused? Yeah. So even when taking over the camera, it's not like we didn't add a manual priority on it. Like, we could increase the physics priority on the node. I'm actually curious. Why is interpolation turned on? Oh, right, well, yeah, it doesn't matter because we turned it off for the whole project. Yeah, we're fine. Right, because this ship station is a static body. It's fine. Should be like nothing here messing with it. You can move it forward a little bit. We do like 0.2. Yeah, like anchoring, setting the global position to be the target's global position, like that shouldn't be messing up the camera that much. It shouldn't be creating that kind of jitter. I take over the camera, but it's like, nope. Right, and there is a little raycast thing on the player. We should be totally frozen. Like, we're frozen, we're not even the player right now. We're not interpolated. Right, the camera should simply just be following. Wait a second. Why am I still copying? Well, there is a temporary mount, but I don't think we're using it. Hang on. Or are we still using our head location? Is there target points? Not no, otherwise we're using the, yeah, we don't really want this. We want to reset that target point when we get in there. So that temporary target shouldn't be set, should be cleared. So this will be null. We could set it back when we get out, but I'm not going to. What is it now? Let's see if I'm still running the game. I'm not running the game. I don't remember what the target point is. Yeah, let's just not reset it. And let's clear it when we enter the ship. Okay, so now it's the camera gimbal correctly. And there is no temporary target. What this camera point? What is setting this camera point? What is a camera point? Just set camera point. Set target point. W9. Don't reset it. Anyway, this will resolve it. And if this does resolve it, it raises a lot of questions. Yeah, because this was actually still using that non-interpolated point in my armature. Which gets into a whole, like, weird... So now... that would explain why even this animation is weird. So we're gonna have to do our own interpolation. If we're gonna drive head bob by the head bone as like a modifier for the head bone, then we're gonna have to deal with it a little bit differently. so that things are stable. But I actually like taking over and having a little bit of a different control when we're in the ship. I don't know what's going to happen when we get out of the ship, though. That's we just gotta fix the camera real quick here. So did that mess up? Right. Okay. We need a way. So when we're running player, oh, apparently my Twitch disconnected. So this set camera method, which is doing all the work anyway, is public. Yeah, so is it public on PlayerNet? Yes. Oh, put it on the interface. Oh, cool. So we can really actually, we don't even need to do anything when we leave the station. Yeah. So on the ship station, when we exit, we don't do any of this. Right, so we do need to clear this and set the gimbal. We can simplify this, but on the reset, instead of doing this, yeah, we'll just literally reset the player's camera. Yep. And he'll with his own authority take the camera back, which is great. Because this should check its own authority. Okay, good. So now it's pretty much to copy. God, I wonder how I want to do that. The pilot controls. It could be a part of the station logic for looking around while in the station. I could do an input here and check the authority and the ownership to make sure that we're. It's a weird spot to do it, but we can move the player's free look code into the station because they're controlling the ship. And if the stations are like capital ships, they'll have like kind of a little bit different behavior. And those, we might have to make a system that goes through the different stations, grabs those transforms and kind of animates them to a certain degree, like takes the physics, that's happening with the player ship and kind of, adjusts them. Yeah, so on the free look of the mouse, yeah, so if input is pressed free look while we're free looking, otherwise we're resetting. So this free look code, I'll grab the whole thing here. We are actually going to bring over to the ship station. Which is going to be handling, our authority on a ship. And we'll just copy a few of these. To use stealth. This is all going to be based on this gimbal. So the ship station's gimbal, we're actually going to make it public. I want to be able to read it for another use case. And and this mouse sensitivity we need to pull from the settings singleton. Because I think, like, right now we just kind of have this unified... yeah. Ready, whether free looking or not. So this mouse sensitivity value from the player. We're gonna steal. Oh yeah, because we need to be able to do it as well with joystick while holding down the key. Yeah, still not. Okay. And then all we want to return if we're not the authority. If we're not the pilot. Or if the player of this station is null, return. And if technically we are the player, we need that kind of know. But we'll be the only one with this authority. Yeah, I like that idea of completely tracking a new target with the camera system. And I think this is going to be actually really cool. Hello? It stopped tracking me, let's go. Why? Oh, did we lose the camera gimbal reference? When we reloaded it? We did. Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll actually we'll give it an owner ID instead of a player, and we'll use our peer ID kind of as the key to whom is in the station, and we'll just have that only on the server, so the server will just keep track of like who's in what station, and their independent authority can just determine what input is driven into the ship or sent to the ship. And then hopefully if this works, we'll have our free look again while in the ship station. And we'll have to leave interpolation off for the next couple of builds, just so we can get player feedback to make sure that things are actually working okay. I'd rather have like a little bit of jankiness here and things be actually playable than have interpolation fail, you know? Okay, so now we have free look. And what's nice though, this is a totally separate free look, right? Than the one the player has. So we can limit this to the ship, and we can also make sure that while we're rotating this thing, the ship forces themselves actually like how we affect the stations can be handled, can be kind of like pushed by the ship. So as we roll left and right, we can kind of tilt the camera and kind of lag behind the physical representation. But anyway, this solves all of the jitteriness. And it means when interpolation is turned back on, I don't think we're going to have that issue that we have with the head bob. And I actually know how to solve that now, so that's good. So we're just gonna leave off the alright, I have no weapons on this thing. And now we can fix the gravity. Lovely. Hi, what am I working on? It's a space game. A space multiplayer game. Kind of like the Sea of Thieves multiplayer, but in space. You can buy and sell cargo, bring it from point A to point B, do some piracy, you know. Yeah, perfect. So now we just need to make sure that this is working in multiplayer. And I also gotta fix why the asteroid field's being Oh, it's not actually being bad. Weird. Asteroid Field's actually fine. Are we in like the no man's land of everything actually working? Yeah, but this is not what the game actually looks like. Like this is a gray box placeholder of the ship. And let's see if our pit works. Oh right, pit won't work because we don't have any. The game actually looks like this. I want more coffee. This is what the ship actually looks like. A little bit more detailed. Get all the components. They have all the you know. A lot of stuff is still placeholder. I was working in Unity. I was making all of this in Unity, and then I switched everything over to Godot. So it's been you know, a process of porting everything and recreating a lot of the final art. So it's taken a while, but I haven't gotten really into the art since I burrito or chicken, coffee, chicken. I don't know. It's a hard call. I do love those burritos. They're amazing. Like trying to do some cool sci-fi-esque futuristic 80s is kind of difficult. But yeah, this is Unforgiven Space. I'm really hoping players enjoy playing it. So, well, that's the hard part now. I'm at a stage now where all the systems are finally actually working. Like everything is kind of playable. Like I gotta get a full working. I gotta get the whole like, stage test environment working, where we can kind of, you know, play and start doing like a lot of tests. Right, here's the test scene. How long have you been working on it? 3 years. Right, so like when the game is closer to being finished, it'll look like this. Like I want you to be able to be a scoundrel. I want you to, you know, to be able to just buy and, you know, buy, sell cargo, upgrade your ship. Yeah, and how did I know what that interpolation is then? So technically, yeah, I can redo the ramps as an animatable body. I've been learning a whole bunch, man, about this stuff. So this is kind of, right, all of the components can be swapped out. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, separating the player from the ship station is going to have a wide switch to Godot. What was behind the idea? It was very convoluted working with multiplayer in Unity at the time. There was a lot of things, like I was working with Fishnet, and it was, you know, NVIDIA physics library, and Unity is not 32-bit or not 64-bit. So you can't go very far away from the origin in Unity before things fall apart. Whereas right now I'm using a full custom 64-bit version of Godot that I compiled myself. And I know things are stable, you know, 4 million meters away, right? I know I can fit the whole, like each star system, right, in the areas that I want to have them in. And I know that they'll work. So there's a lot more confidence in the port, which is good. But Unity was in the middle of doing their whole runtime fee crap, and like I had explored Godot temporarily during 3.5, I think, or 3.4, and wasn't really a fan. There was very little C# support, and by the time I came over, it was like 4.1, I think. And yeah, 4.1. I was like, okay, now let's give this a go. And then it was the process of porting over, 600 C# scripts, and all the different systems. And there's so many things that you guys I haven't even showed off that are just underneath the hood, just waiting to be waiting for us to be ready for it. There are a lot of things that Unity does run. Yeah. So let's turn this back on and see if I have to do nothing with my, the hope is that I shouldn't have to do anything. This should now just work. Alright, so Revere. Okay, so there's our characters. So what I'm hoping for here. So spawning our ship. Interactables working. Now I lose the animation. Yeah, I think I'm all right with that. There aren't really good games on this genre too. I love the idea of things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can go and like shut down comrays and You were solo developing, right? Yep. I am gonna pay for art. There's some glitches. I need to figure out what's up with those. Or is it just the number of clients that I'm just testing with right now? That's stable, good. So what I think we'll do, just for now, is let's not set the camera. Set player, let's just abstract this to set camera. So we'll wait until this is finished. I think we're doing the remote transform regardless, right? Or we're just either doing it on the path or on the authority. Pretty sure player has a rigid body. Checking into the ship. Anyway, let's push this. Okay. We also need to figure out why the dedicated server is not synchronizing. It's not sending the player information. Why it's now moving to the right spot. Welding stations are disabled. The raycast for repairs. Oh wait, camera is not enabled. And we need to distance check this. So we should be able to do the repair stuff. There's so many things that's coming together. can't go quick enough. Okay, let's test. Okay, so they work. Do multiplayer with only 2. Multiplayer with 2, 1 host, 1 joiner. But I pick up. Okay, is good. On in ship. Check component authority. Dump in. Cool. So we need to fix the gravity areas next. Taking data from me taking damage makes sense. I need another QA tester, man. Hey, Sergeant, how's it going? Oh man, you should. Oh, so all the roadblocks, dude. All the roadblocks are now like done. It's like here, as a long term, you know, or long Patreon. Let me show you I've been playing around with some of the interpolation stuff. I had to disable it on the main game, but watch how stable the zone system is now. And the game, like, we'll soon have a full playable. You're just murder. Check this out. This is going to be cool. Let me make sure we're in widescreen mode. We'll just do 2 clients, but check out how stable this is. I'm hosting. Right, here's my physics player. Right, we're all good. You can see players, fine. Let's do one more. Right, so we have 3 players here, 1 host, and I want to show you how awesome this new zone system is. Watch this. Alright, so let me jump into this one. No jitter. Absolutely 0 jitter. And let me go back to the host. And let me observe those players. Look at that. Anyway, I don't know how important like getting that right is, right? Like for the physics zones, but it's 1-to-1 pretty much to Star Citizen's implementation. Only I even have like this concept of zone blending and like nested zones, and like it's gonna take a while to get this into the main build, because for every if you look at the player here, right, for every single player there's like a physics version of itself. So there's kind of like an actor version and like the control version. So you have your it's kind of like a puppet, because where you're simulated is in like kind of like a controlled space, a static space, and then the player is rendered in real space, like in the universe. But as their bodies move from physics zone to physics zone, they're put into these individual physics zones, right, with everyone else, where it's stable, right? So we could be throwing stuff back and forth and shooting each other in here. We're not really moving in here. You know what I mean? We're actually in a static virtual environment where all of our physics, like there's big, massive colliders that stop us from, exiting accidentally, unless you go through the zone exit. Right, so very, very good system. But this is this is the big thing, in the main build now, is the way authority now works. So if we run the universe, there we go, boop. So online now, everything that requires unique authority can now work gracefully. So I'm going to close this client out just for, so this is just a server. So I'll join in as me, and I'll join in as Sergeant Slippy Fist with some orange. Okay. All right, so check this out. So we've had, all of this working prior, where, you can see all the weapons work, the IK works, everything is kind of stable. This is what's new. Right, if I run over to the cargo area, in multiplayer, I can now do all the cargo missions. So, I can do all of my normal single player things. So I can look at my mission list, I can accept a mission, it gets added to my mission list, right? We can do the pickup drop off real quick here, right? grab our ice box, play it as if ignore the jitter. Right, so this you could test this before in single player, but you know, now you're actually getting the credits for it and it's working, right? And what we can do now, if I go over here on Slippy and I spawn in 2 gas, there they are, you know, from the server. Let's go to Revere and bring Revere over. So now we can actually work together. So now all authority can be passed. So you know, cargo boxes, ships. I can jump in your ship. You can jump in my ship. It could be I could own the ship, but you could have authority over it. Right? Like you know, your character just spawned into ice. I'll do 2 processed goods and a metal. Right? It's all fully synced. And if I keep adding to it, so I'm just gonna step back and I'll let you spawn in like 2 more ice, right? Or maybe another one to the mix. It's all working. But check this out. I can actually resort this array dynamically, and so can you, right? It's all working. Right? And you know, so like I could actually grab this and toss it over to you, right? And then you can kind of like receive it. I don't know where I put it to. Over here somewhere. Oh, there. Right. So you can see like there it is with me, right? You know, throwing it back. We can play catch. It's like it changes everything because it's the final, you know, like aspect. You know, like we can just take authority of all this stuff. It's all synced. And now if I spawn in, you know, my ship, so I'm now like Slippy. This is Slippy's ship, and I know it's Slippy's ship because I can like jump in and, you know, fly it. All right, it now works, right? I can fly it around. But check this out. Let me jump out. Let's switch to Revere, so even though it's your ship. Because remember, we're making a piracy game, you know. Right? You understand? It's like what we can do. Right? All mechanics, right, that was waiting on that change of authority can just go in. So I can take your ship over here. I can spawn another version of my ship. I can take my ship over here and join you. We can fill up the cargo, do the cargo deliveries, buy, sell cargo, you know, bring in another ship, you know, it doesn't matter who owns it anymore. Spawns in on the server. It's a bit choppy because I'm running different builds on the desktop, but you know. And I gotta get rid of that stupid raycast like debug thing. Yes. I need to fix the top colliders of the ship. Stop going so quick. Let's do a ship. Love it. Can't fly for shit. Anyway, I'm here. I'm getting out. Right? Like, look how cool this. Like this is awesome. Well, the great thing is I can literally now have the server maintain authority and have different owners and different tier IDs be associated with things. Like the idea is like each station on the ship can have its own independent authority. And like depending on what station, if you're like a pilot station, you drive input to the server for the ship. If you're like a navigator, or if you're like the person that's in like a missile turret, you know what I mean? Then you're controlling missiles. It all just works, you know? So I'm just like this build, I have a whole deployment system now. There's a new launcher, by the way. If you check this out, I can now go to I want it. I'll show you the whole workflow. Look at how great this is. All I do now, I log into my Unforgiven Space account. I connect to Patreon. I allow access. It automatically logs me in, downloads the latest version, pulls down the delta, of whatever we're testing, right? And then once it's done, display is not supposed to be here, right? I don't have to worry about going in the valet mode so people are like hot rodding my ride. Yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff now, right? Like, it's super cool, right? We can have locks and unlocks. The whole point of data chips was so we can. But anyway, now I can add everything to multiplayer, everything, and get one-to-one parity to like some of the single-player testing mechanics, and then just push it all into the main build. But yeah. It's cool, man. I hadn't even seen a new tutorial. I added so I have so much stuff I need to test here. But this is just from the weekend, right? Now that I've gotten through that, and what I've done is here to show keybinds. Like, I've been really going ham, trying to get this, easy. We're gonna have a rebinding UI, obviously. But just for now, like, how do I quickly be like, oh, because I added I changed the way we do the weapon slots, so you have to hold R to put it away, or switch to 1. So 1 is like a disarm slot. There's a lot of feedback, like simplify. So anyway, this is the I've been so busy trying to solve all these like bigger long-term issues, but soon it'll just be buy cargo, put it on your ship, and when the zone system gets put in, then that's it. You know what I mean? It's got everything that it needs at its core to scale it. I'm gonna try to figure out ways to stream in assets, do some asset streaming, pull down like your own event assets dynamically. Just need to make sure it's secure. How's the new job? New job is now great. I'm finally getting into it, which is why the game's able to kind of progress again, because the new job was definitely a bit all-encompassing for a good while. But yeah, I was doing good. I get some resources now, so I mean, yeah, I'm pretty happy. I found an artist from BC. He wants to do hard surface, but I need to. I gotta finish the wiki. I gotta get like the whole. Right, everything is just waiting for me, right? I gotta finish this. So I have the wiki that I launched, and I need to like put in like all the ship components and like all the data. There's pretty much like I just need to go through and like put in all the assets, and what the manufacturers are, and just pretty much do writing, right? So that way the artist kind of knows exactly what we're looking for. And I'm going to get them to make 3 versions of every component that I currently have. So 3 versions of the, lasers, with repeaters, 3 versions of the power plants. Just every base item, right? Make 3 versions. And then what I'll do with those 3 versions is we'll make like the crappiest version, like that changes the worst characteristics of the ship. So like if it's a power plant, it'll be like the worst output of a power plant. And then for the best one, it'll be the best profile of the power plant. So the idea is if we have 3 of each component, we can find the median of like what feels cool, like what's the average feeling, ship configuration. And if we do the top and bottom, then all we have to do is fill in the rest, like other items, like, but just kind of keep it very basic just for playtesting. So I think just having like the three, and it's cool because it gives us a lot more like variation also from the get go. Like having like completed assets for like three of each ship component, all the ship component parts, and you know, and then I'm gonna get her working on the stations, like the station prefabs. So that's the plan anyway. I just need to get it all. I had to document like the sizes and you know just kind of. I don't want them to waste their own time or you know. So that's kind of that's everything that's in the works right now. So yeah, I definitely appreciate the you know the support. It's you know things are slowly ironing out you know over time. That's cool. Right, it's every day. It's like a lot. It's been it's more stable and. So we're just handling all these extra edge cases. Yeah, so when we're spawning in the cargo boxes, I need to fix it. Cool. But maybe by that time I'll actually have the hanger like the halves working, like the you know the full you know have your own place. I really my midterm short term goal because I want there always be a server. And there's a server online right now. I finally had the Docker set up, so there's now a universe server always running. If you go into the build and you uncheck local, you'll connect to the latest build. So that's always going to keep running, and it's just going to be Unforgiven systems for a while because it makes sense, right? It's not going to be the cool final, you know, it won't be the cool final version with all the art. It's just going to be the gameplay. But I want to get the pool mini game that I have ported over because that's only like sinking, you know, 15 balls. I mean, it's not like a big deal. It's not a super complicated thing, and I think if we only have a couple of pool tables, it's probably fine. It's because I made a full working pool minigame, but I don't want to do the pool stick animations or anything, so we're going to make a little, like, I don't know if I have a gun or something here, but we're going to make a little gravity repulsor, which is going to be the same as the model of the multi-tool, but it'll just have a thing in the front of it. So the gravity repulsor will just have a beam that you would aim as if it was the you know the top of a what have you thought about that French development space sim? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a French development space sim. Is that the one? There was one that's in Unreal that looks to be like a Star Citizen-esque game, but I don't know if they're working on any crazy technology for it. It seems like a lot of good art assets. You know what I mean? But I don't know what they're doing for like infrastructure. What is the do you know the name? But we have I need to get all of this tested out and pushed into complete for the current build. And then there's a few things in the backlog, and then I'm kind of free to start adding stuff. Yeah, someone had suggested a space hopper mini game, so like asteroids clone or something, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have some arcade machines in the arcade. I think it'd be kind of neat. I think this probably some of that stuff probably from Unity. And we do need to spend some time, but in reality, we really need to fix the physics zones. I wonder, are they here? Multiplayer test universe. I think this is fixed, but I don't know. It needs to be tested. I'm going to throw it in there. Player randomly gets thrown it when exiting, breaks player orientation. This needs to be backlogged. This won't be fixed until the zone system is in. With zone system implementation. So this is just going to be kind of, you know, backlogged. And we can get NPCs soon spawning their own chips. Reset up motion. Yeah, I don't think we're doing any ladders anytime soon. One second. Adding chat to the data pad. Maybe. Yeah, we're not touching any of that. Yeah, I think we're pretty much we just need to fix the player gravity system. So, and that's really just going to be figuring out how we want to prioritize the gravity areas. So if we have a gravity area type, and we assume that the gravity area type, what does this fix? Oh. We'll use the player as an example. So that's in gravity area 3D for the station area. I hate that there's two of these. What is the I gravity area? Oh, it must implement a list of rigid bodies. Meh. Yeah, a lot of this. About 4 months ago. Yeah, instead of storing, like we do need to store the rigid bodies that are being associated with per gravity area, but we also need the player to know what its nested gravity areas are. So the body is a player leaving the gravity area, at least gracefully, as far as we're aware. And we need to know that this is not happening. In the black. I like in the black. I play in the black. I'm a beta tester for in the black. I don't like play it much because it doesn't have a lot to do other than the combat. But I haven't installed it in a while actually. Yet. But I've played around with it. I think into black's gonna be cool. How's it going, Ghost Magic? Yeah, we need to make sure that these existed before they were removed, and that it was a graceful. I think all areas. Yeah, actually, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we can add the player. We're doing all this logic with the player. And I'm going to add it to their status. I'm going to have the status system take care of all this. And I want to do the same thing with the, this doesn't matter because we're just going to do it on the interface level. Ship gravity area is going to be exactly the same thing. Like if the body is a player, then don't do all this weird logic. Just do so like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna attack this. I can't wait to get the ragdoll NPCs in. I need to fix them. They're kind of. I hung one of these from a virtual pole, just to see how stable they are with Jolt, and they're pretty stable. But I need to change the spine limitations and a few other things. But that's going to be so fun because we'll be able to do rescue missions and stuff like that for the ragdoll NPCs, or be able to kill the player and incapacitate them, and kind of take their ragdoll and do the thing. Oh. Oh, okay. What? Yeah. Yeah. So let's see if we are. Alright, so we're in one gravity area, and what I want to do is we want to layer them. Because we can't trust the exit and entry triggers, so if we go jump in the ship. Because whenever we freeze and unfreeze, we're going to get ejected from all of them, unless I do like a custom integrate forces thing that I don't really want to do. I mean, it might come to that, but I think we can kind of cheese it. Because it's not really like we don't want to leave both gravity volumes. Alright, so now in our status script we now have 2. And if we leave it, so we're in 1 gravity volume. So we maintain the state of all gravity volumes. But when we go and click, see, that's the issue with Godot, right? Like now I'm not in any gravity volume whatsoever, right? But when I get out of the seat, I'm back in both. But it doesn't know like where I am, so I'm gonna tip over. Right? So I'm in 0G, but I'm not in 0G. Right? And the reason why I'm not in 0G is because when you leave a ship and you don't have, it doesn't know that the gravity volumes are nested. It assumes, right, that we're in 0G. But we're not really in 0G, you know what I mean? There's another gravity volume that already exists. And we can just handle that by just maintaining the arrays, like the status of all listed gravity volumes. And the idea is that we're going to set this up so that the status system that's keeping track of this will eventually just keep track of zones, because gravity areas are actually going to be, zones are going to be what's creating them, and applying gravity, so it'll be migrated. Oh my god, how tall did I put this thing? Yeah. Wanga, I feel like that's it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw this. It's mixed, right? All reviews mostly positive. So are people actually playing this by Kwanga? Nothing in the world. You tried it when they had a demo? Oh, okay, cool. Some people get a lot of hours into it, you know? Like Star said is how it works. I can't wait for Unforgiven Space Family for others. It's the good graphic. Being able to, work on art is awesome. Yeah, I can take that. I'm gonna take the dog out real quick and just do a BRB. Yeah, so all we're going to do with the next little bit of code is we're going to nuke all of this gravity area crap. And then we're going to use this gravity area type as the priority system. And we're going to make sure that they're just going to be nested. As far as I know, it's just a handful of people. Imagine if I get money, it's like this. Like, that's going to be the plan. Like, the plan is to get funding, but I don't want to kickstart this thing or go to the government until fully working prototype. so that I know every ounce is just going to go towards the art budget. You know, like I want to get the gameplay kind of done, and you know, see what happens. You know, see if it sells. It only needs to sell from a marketing or from a gameplay perspective. You know, because the art will get there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna stick myself in BRB. I think you're right. If I can get 10% of like something like Schedule 1, you know what I mean? If I can just get the silent running, the risk, the reward, right? If you can get 10% of the addiction into the game that it has, right? I love Schedule 1, and we're definitely going to be, you know, growing our space weed. Yeah, it's like it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together. Yeah, loving this. So this is the new let me show you. This is actually what I'm trying to work on now. Let's move this. Let's go back to wide. Right, I'm creating a new standardization for the loading and unloading. So in other words, there's going to be one of these in every hangar. This is the hangar room. It also kind of works as a landing pad, but the idea is to kind of let's just make this thing editable for the time being. Man, if you get hauling missions for a ship the size of a Hull C to work consistency, people love this game. You haven't seen the have you seen the VSS? It's the crappy version of it. This is just weight box. So this is a space tanker ship. Every one of these are the interior of one of the. So it's kind of like I really wanted like a Star Destroyer-esque kind of ship. So I kind of looked at some of the tankers, you know, for cargo, and was like, hey, what if we sandwiched one? You know what I mean? And created this kind of a hot roddy kind of cool, you know what I mean? Like massive kind of hauler that just has cargo space, and I would kind of like decorate like it. In final detail, you would have a lot more exposed kind of like structure, and a little bit, you know, that like one of the sides would be kind of like smooth paneling, would have like all the, you know, scanners and everything. Like this is very chibi looking, you know, because it was just a prototype I put together for the space combat simulator that I made way back, where like this thing was just shooting, you know, other ships down and just kind of moving around and getting destroyed. Because there has to be some big targets for piracy, you know, and things like that. So like these are just some of the big boys. Right, this was like the weight box design, like something. It was all mathematically following the just kind of like curves. This is very like early. It's the same with the mining ship. You know what I mean? The mining ship is a big rock crusher, and I have systems in place even now. You know, where we can have massive, giant asteroid fields, like unlimited, pretty much. But it needs work. But this is how the hangars are going to work, right? The end state and the beginning state is the same state. So now when like ships land or get spawned in, right, they can like go down and then despawn gracefully with the least amount of space. And here's the way cargo is going to work, right? So cargo has a cargo ramp like Star Citizen does. It's 96 SKU by default, but we have these ingest stations. So we have these conveyors where you can go to the panel and queue up a bunch of cargo, and it'll just bring it in, almost like a what do you call it? Like a, you know, airport. So that way, when you're like mass unloading, you just bring the ship in and land. these rails only come up when the ship is actually, like transitioning right from the states. They're just like a temporary kind of block while the cycling is happening, and then you can just like load. You just like as fast as you can yeet them in the ship makes loading and unloading way faster. You know what I mean? And you can still like load up, like bring up all your components, like on the elevator, right? And just use them like you normally would. But at least you have the option if you just like if you want to unload quick, throw down the conveyors, right? And then like in the there's always going to be like an over area, which is kind of overlooking your hangar, right? Which has like some different props, and it has endpoints for hooking together many of these for massive internal structures. And this goes out into the rest of the the station. So it's more modular design. I could come at it from whichever angle I want. This is all just gray box, but like a hangar version of this, super easy, right? It's right, like now we can actually make things more unified and create different versions, right? And now it's all actually it makes more sense, right? Everything just makes more sense, so these can exist inside small hangars. Could you do a shipping terminal where you could pay distance X mass for something to be sent somewhere? Sure. You could do whatever, it's a matter of just trying it and seeing how the gameplay works. Right, so yeah, pay X mass for something to be sent somewhere. Just have it NPC truck it for you mean? And for the big one, let me find let's say because I want to show you the large. I thought they were here. No, this is the actual like animation. But I think it's under stations, hangar module. Hangar small, hangar square. Yeah, because this is kind of what I'm working on now. These are more smaller modules that get added. Yeah, it's going to take a certain dollar in time depending on what option you choose and how large of a quantity. And then there's also risk of failure. You know what I mean? Having it moved. You'd have to insure the cargo, right? And then, pretty much the NPCs would put in a transaction and move it. So, like, if you insured it, I guess it would be guaranteed. But if you were desperate, you could kind of roll with it being uninsured, But at least you could have stuff be moved automatically. I'm gonna find the big one. Where'd I put it? That's the old one. Yeah, like these are the different landing pad sizes. So you've only ever seen medium and small, and then after that it's docking only, but those are the scales of things. Yeah, I don't know where I put that. It's just V2. No. Nope, not seeing it. I gotta find what I did with it. I think I moved it to the server. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go grab some food, take a break, and I'll be back working on this later on, whether I'm live or not. If you guys are interested in checking out the game, jump on Discord. I need a bunch of testers, so I mean, if you're not subscribed, join the free tier of Patreon. And there's a lot of stuff here I need to knock out, a lot of QA. I gotta actually confirm that I fixed, and then I can kind of get through some of the other stuff. But the biggest thing is we have this week. I just need to finish fixing the cargo volumes or the gravity areas. I gotta get the gravity areas fixed, and while I'm doing that, I need to fix the cargo areas for the ships, just to make sure that ships like cargo is spawning and are persistent. And then I can get the regular delivery missions, like the regular buy and sell of cargo working. And maybe maybe the weekend we'll do like a little side project to put the mini game, the pool mini game in, because I don't think that would actually be very complicated to do. It'd be kind of fun. Yep, have a good one. I'm gonna go find someone to raid. I'll end